Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And guys, if you're watching this right now, make sure you press that like button. I've not said too much stuff about the SEC's quote-unquote corruption or negligence or strange attitudes. I've kept it on a really low fire, only relating it to Ripple and trying to be as objective as possible. But guys, with everything that's happened today, the conclusions that we can draw, I think, are almost absolute. It is so ridiculous. I have to make an update on this. So, what happened today is that Coinbase went out their way to explain how the SEC gave them a warning that they might be sued in the near future for basically wanting to provide a new lending system with a 4% APY. And that on its own is ridiculous and strange because, well, a lot of different companies are doing it, so why would that be a security all of a sudden? David Schwartz also came in to quickly say that, well, it's a little bit strange, right? Because, well, it's a straightforward application of Howey. Lend is exactly like an orange grove. How can you not see it? Well, you might think that that is a little bit of a ironical thing, right? It is, but it's double ironic. And that's because Coinbase didn't lend any freaking hand when Ripple was at question. It is only now that they're finally on the freaking pedestal themselves that they're putting up all these threads talking about how crypto regulation needs to be applied on a one line across the industry. They need to, not stop the innovation. We need to work together for crypto regulations. The U.S. is now being left behind. Some companies are allowed to do some stuff. It's not clear. And even in the end here saying, if we end up in court, we may finally get the regulatory clarity the SEC refuses to provide. Literally quoting Ripple for all of this. It annoys me because where was that support? And when I shouted that over on Twitter just now, people said, oh, we should stand by Coinbase. We should support them because it is about crypto regulation as a whole. Yes, and big middle finger to that. Because why? They didn't, sorry, can't relate. What was the joke right there? Well, they're screaming right now as if it's the first time. This has been the SEC stance for months now. We've been shouting this out over on Twitter day in, day out, day in, day out. The digital asset investor, for example, has been spamming Twitter crazy with all this quote-unquote corruption and mostly, Joe, the conflict of interest and the hypocrisy in some words. I literally shared a couple of things which I found interesting on my Twitter here. Let's quickly check it out. So one of the things which I shared was this message right here. The SEC was the only regulator that refused to meet with the CEO of Coinbase, saying, quote, "We're not meeting with any crypto companies," end quote. Now, the hypocrisy and fun right there is that they did meet with Ethereum, of course, like Joe Lubin says in so many of those interviews. Then also, one of the fun things he says is, if you don't want this activity, then simply publish your position in writing and enforce it evenly across the industry. He's, basically telling that to the SEC. As if that's not been Ripple's stance all along right there. And then also, again, the earlier quote of, if we end up in court, we may finally get the regulatory clarity, which is, again, a literal quote from Barry Garlinghouse, which eventually, on his Twitter, he also gave a little fun gift for. Welcome to the party, pal. Because this ain't the first time. But, guys, I literally cannot think about it otherwise anymore. I really firmly think, also combining the videos I saw yesterday, the videos I saw yesterday, of Gary Gensler at some points calling XRP, or actually specifically Ripple at the time, a currency. And all this just strangeness in the lawsuit, where Jake Clayton sued them last day. He was clearly biased in talking about Ethereum and whatnot. It's all so ridiculously strange that I don't believe that the SEC really thinks XRP is a security. Guys, if they really thought so, and they really thought that Howey was easy to apply, a couple of things. Why then are not all SEC members just saying, yep, we agree with them. We think it's easy. We don't need any clearer guidance. It's all quite obvious how Howey is applied, right? Why isn't that the case? That's one part. Then a second part, obviously, is why right now is there a discussion over interrogatories? What there is right now is Ripple basically had to clarify with the SEC about what exactly they're being charged for. Because even Ripple, during this lawsuit in September, 9 months after they got sued, they still don't know exactly what it is the SEC is alleging and how exactly those rules which they're quoting apply. Why? Because the SEC claims that all those rules which they refer to are not relevant, and that's the joke of it all. Guys, I am going so extremely long on XRP right now. I opened a small teeny weeny contract, all right, a small one. We're in 20 bucks profit, but I just deposited a fat load to my main Bybit account, and I'm going crazy on an XRP long position because in my own opinion, guys, there is no way that Ripple is going to lose this lawsuit. There's absolutely no way, and if they do, I'm going to look for help, all right? I'm going to go to the mental asylum because I'm going to get crazy up in here. Then it's such a freaking show. I don't want to be involved with any of this XRP SEC stuff. Any SEC stuff for the matter at all. I mean, Coinbase, same thing. If Coinbase now goes through this lawsuit, if they proceed, and they end up losing, that makes absolutely no sense. And even though I don't like Coinbase for the way they've handled things, and I really think they should just relist it to prove a point, literally, they should relist XRP because think about it from this perspective. Ethereum had a crowdfund. They had an ICO and a little bit earlier over on my Twitter, which I recommend you guys all to follow, by the way. If we hit 50K followers on here this year, I'll give away 5,000 XRP and maybe I'll give away even more. All right, make sure you follow me over on Twitter right now. All right, make sure you check it out. On Twitter, a little bit earlier, I also shared one of the most fun things which I've noticed, and that is that Gary Gensler literally said in his MIT little talk that Jay Clayton told him he'd never seen an ICO before that wasn't a security. Yet Jay Clayton is one of the biggest Ethereum bulls out there, it kind of feels like. What is this joke of a system? It really is laughable. They clearly have some strange interests, and my conclusion once more, guys, is the SEC doesn't think XP is security. They just are trying to do some stuff to companies which they know are easy to attack, which they know have some questionable practices, like, for example, Ripple has that big escrow, where they know those guys just want to settle and be done with it, and they can make a couple $100 million in a couple of months in the process. Because think about it, guys. Almost every single company that is sued by the SEC would rather settle than prolong a lawsuit, regardless of how right they think they are. I personally think that Ripple never questioned whether or not they would win because you might say XRP was marketed at one point as a security. You might say that XRP in 2013 was a security. But two things apply. One, however you market it doesn't change the fact that the rules weren't there. And two, if there were no rules in 2013, you might now in hindsight think it was a security, but Ethereum was made after XRP was made. And if Ethereum by now is not a security because of so many years, then XRP surely isn't one either. So that argument also doesn't hold up for me, right, anymore. And those conclusions I just kept drawing for myself. Once more, guys, I'm going and opening up crazy. I even opened this one just like 5 minutes ago at maximum. Just before opening the video here, I opened this position. And I told you guys during the live stream today, I deposited so much money on Bybit, you would be scared. Why? I literally am kind of betting my life on XRP potentially right now on Bybit. Can I recommend you guys do that? No. All right, and don't follow me. Don't do what I'm doing. But I'm telling you guys because I want you all to witness this. I'm literally changing a couple of lives, I think, with this XRP trade that I'm about to do. I'm not sure exactly if I'll show you guys exactly the amount of money that's in there. But no, I'm prepared for whatever consequences I face. I am so sure that they can't lose anymore. I'm betting a whole lot on this one. And once more, guys, let me reiterate. Not in any way, shape, or form is this financial advice. Not in any way, shape, or form am I telling you to do the same. All I'm doing is sharing my journey because that's what I like to do. That's also why I showed you guys that I opened this about 5 minutes ago. It's now been 12 minutes because I've only been recording for about 9. But I just opened this within 5 minutes before I started this video. We're already in about 40 bucks profit, 10%. Not going to close this though, guys. You already know I go for the big money, all or nothing, all or nothing. We got one small trade of ours liquidated. That's the way it goes. But that's what I want to. I don't care if I lose a couple of trades. I know this is going to make us such a big, at least I think it's going to make us such a big bank. The manipulation also continues. For example, the entire El Salvador situation, the more I keep looking at it, the more I conclude, yeah, that was a freaking BS situation. It really, really was, you know? It really was just some liquidity for some of those bigger whales, right? It really, really was. It's really a bad thing that happened. Then again, another fun part is just how fragile people in the crypto space are. The fear and greed index changed from 80 to 50 in a day. Guys, if you're watching this right now, make sure you press that like button to help the channel out. And make sure you subscribe because we're almost at 130,000 subs. Because we're ending some of this madness, all right? We're educating the people about what's really going on in this crypto realm. No BS, no crazy stuff that doesn't make any sense. No, just real stuff that's going on right now. These guys are a bunch of clowns. And I don't want to be too rude in really tarnishing their name, but screw them all because they're literally clowns. It's a big joke. Middle finger, no, not middle finger. That goes a little bit too far. Maybe that goes a little bit too far. I don't want to, let go too many negative words on that. Another fun thing right here. Peter Schiff on his freaking Twitter. And this guy is laughable too. All right. I'm going on a rant a little bit today because this guy is really laughable. The idea that Bitcoin whales deliberately tank the market to shake out the little guys to get their coins is nonsense. What? The whales don't want the minnows to sell. They want them holding and hoping and buying the dip. The whales want out. They're fishing for dollars, not Bitcoin. 50-50, right? Is he right? 50-50. There are specific sorts of whales that have different strategies. Some literally want the price as low as possible. Some want the price as high as possible. Some want to give investors some fake faith, like kind of we got baited into by Michael Saylor with his prompt of everybody buy $30 worth of Bitcoin. Then again, there's also the complete opposite side, which is just people trying to really put a negative light on it all. And again, that's also what you're seeing in this crypto fear and greed index. People are fearful because of something. And you can't tell me that nobody wanted that to happen. Either you're saying, okay, the whales wanted to get some extra liquidity to sell out to cash in profits. That's doable. Or those whales wanted the price to go lower to catch more money. Whatever it may be, we can all conclude that this was a manipulated move. It was not an accident. Some people say, okay, it was open interest. Fine, I can accept that. But the lawsuit, joke, Bitcoin price and crypto price in general, a joke right now. The SEC saying they're protecting investors, a joke. Coinbase being there to help the market out with this SEC stuff, a joke. They're only doing it for their own personal interests. If they really were looking out for the market's best interest, they would have stood by Ripple and said, hey, what's happening to Ripple right now is unfair, but we stand for the market and we will help you out by continuing to list XRP. And even if they didn't decide to list XRP still, they could have said, hey, Ripple, we're standing behind you because this is big BS. They didn't. They're only now saying, oh, we are going to maybe face a critical lawsuit for the SEC, for the crypto regulation. No, Ripple's doing that. Ripple's been doing that for 9 months, my friend. Ripple's been doing that for a very long time. All right, sorry for ranting on a little bit, guys. It's just getting to my head a little bit, all this stupidity and all this stuff. I wanted to quickly give you guys my my thoughts on that. Let me know if I've gone astray or if you guys agree with me on this entire point in the comment section down below. And once more, make sure you subscribe to the socials. Maybe you want to check out Twitter. Make sure you check out Bybit. As I've said before, guys, I'm going nutty on that one. Oh, wait a minute. This is lagging out a little bit. I don't know exactly what's happening here. We have, it says here, we have a Bitcoin long. I guess it's just bugged out. This is the same thing. You guys know we have a Bitcoin short open, and I just opened this XRP position. Not exactly sure how this one fits in the middle. But I guess it's just lagged because it's... That's odd. I guess it's just copying this one and it's just Bybit and lagging out a little bit. Not sure about it though, guys, because I don't have any. Oh, you can see the entry price also. Oh, wait, it's Bitcoin. Wait a minute. I have no idea how that works. Let me refresh. Let's see what happens. I'm a little bit confused. Let's see. Did I open another trade by accident? I don't know on what account I am, because I know I also somewhere have actually a Bitcoin short open.